Attention, please. This upload is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. GPITRAL. Definitely a must-see. Follow us.
Right, fingers on buzzers. Which thinker is this? Son of Ariston, he was born in the year after the death of Pericles. He proposed the theory of forms. Yeah, James.
Plato.
Correct. You now get 3 questions about philosophers. Which ancient Greek philosopher's name meant ally or comrade?
Socrates.
No. Anybody take it? No, it was Epicurus. Which medieval philosopher and Franciscan, James, was known as Dr. Mirabilis? He was a Franciscan friar.
Bacon.
Correct. And your final bonus point, James. Feminist author and social theorist Simone de Beauvoir was the lifelong partner of which philosopher?
Sartre.
Correct. Fingers on buzzers for the penultimate question. Tony, come along. This is a warplane. The most numerous variant was the FB Mark VI fighter bomber with 2,298 built. And Tony?
Hurricane.
No. James?
Beaufort.
No. It was designed by Eric Bishop and presented to the Air Ministry in 1940. James?
Mosquito.
We can accept Mosquito. It's de Havilland Mosquito. And so you now have 3 questions about warplanes. What was the alphanumeric designation of the World War II American fighter, the Mustang?
P-52.
Or anybody take it? Anybody take it? Michael?
P-51.
Correct. James? Which aircraft company manufactured the DR-1 Dreidecker, made famous by the Red Baron?
Fokker.
Correct. And your final bonus point, James. What is the name in the UK of the Eurofighter put into service by a number of air forces in 2003?
Typhoon.
Correct. Well done. We're going to be coming up to our last question. Tony, if you were to get a clean sweep on this question, you can yet take yourself through to the next round. So look sharp, everyone. Fingers on your buzzers for the last question. These are animal names from which language? Rattel. Michael.
Swahili.
No. Boomslang. James.
Afrikaans.
Yes, you now get 3 questions about foreign language words. The English word dinghy is derived from which language?
Dutch.
No, can anybody take it? Michael?
Gaelic.
No. Tony, do you want to guess?
Flemish.
No, it's Hindi. James? The English word robot derives from the title of a play, originally written in which language?
Czech.
Correct. And for your last bonus point, James, the English words ski and slalom are both derived from which language?
Norwegian.
Correct. And at the end of that round, James, you have a magnificent 33 points. Michael, you have 9 points. Tony, I'm very sorry indeed, at 3 points, you will not be able to go into the clash of the Cleverdicks on this occasion. But thank you very much for taking part. Time for another break. But when we come back, James and Michael will slug it out in an attempt to become today's Cleverdick. See you then. Welcome back to Cleverdicks, where it's time for today's clash of the Cleverdicks between James and Michael. So, James, you scored particularly well in that last round, but of course you did tell us that you know a lot about a lot.
Yeah, I just seem to have picked up bits and pieces. A bit of a magpie of knowledge, really, rather than a specialist in any one area.
So, Michael, that wasn't quite such a jolly round for you last time.
No.
You're hoping for science questions, I should think.
Yeah, that would be nice. I didn't think there were any there. But Japan came up. I've been to Japan. That was quite handy.
Well, I hope some more handy things come up, but also that you get some of your science questions. Here's how it's going to work. Would-be Cleverdicks will be asked questions in turn. If they give a wrong answer, this will happen. But if they give a right answer, this will happen. As their triangle towers are being built or dismantled, a white line will be moving slowly towards them. And quite simply, whosever tower it hits first is out. James, you had by far and away the higher score in the last round, so you get to choose. Do you want to go first or second?
Well, I think I'll go first, please, Anne.
And so let's play round 3. James, are you ready? Which country threw off Ottoman rule in 1878 and became a kingdom under Ferdinand I in 1908?
Greece?
No, Bulgaria. Michael, what name is given to a bracket on a hinged seat supporting a chorister standing during a service?
Don't know.
Misericord. James, who wrote the poem beginning Stop All the Clocks that features in 4 weddings and a funeral?
Auden.
Correct. Michael, which river traditionally separates Kentish men from men of Kent?
I can't remember.
It's the Medway. James, which trophy is awarded to the winner of the France versus Italy Six Nations rugby match?
Don't know.
Giuseppe Garibaldi Trophy. Michael, the term FPS usually stands for what when used to mean a major video game genre?
Oh, frames per second.
No, first-person shooter. James, the melody to A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum is heavily influenced by which composer?
Mussorgsky.
Bach. Michael, what number book in the Old Testament is the Book of Numbers?
4th.
Correct. James, the anchor is the current hallmark of the Assay Office of which British city?
Liverpool.
Birmingham. Michael, how is the year 2012 expressed in Roman numerals?
MMXII.
Correct. James, which ancient philosopher drank poison after being convicted of corrupting Athenian youth?
Socrates.
Correct. Michael, which arid region of Ethiopia was invaded by Somalia in 1977?
Berber.
No, it's the Ogaden. James, what is the title at the Welsh Assembly equivalent to the Speaker at Westminster? Presiding officer. Michael, a 2011 OPEC report stated which South American country now have the largest reserves of crude oil?
Argentina.
No, Venezuela. James, which military strategy board game launched in 1959 is set in pre-World War I Europe?
Diplomacy.
Correct, Michael. In British legend, King Arthur was taken to be buried on which island?
I don't know.
Avalon. James, written out in full a Google, is a number equivalent to 1 followed by how many zeros?
100.
Correct. Michael, in geology, what is the opposite of a syncline?
A decline.
An anticline. James, according to Ovid, with what did Apollo accidentally kill Hyacinth?
Don't know.
A discus. Michael, in both World Wars, the abbreviation BEF stood for what?
British Expeditionary Force.
Correct. James, which short, frilly skirt worn by cheerleaders became a popular high street fashion in the 1980s?
Rara skirt.
Correct. Michael, digoxin and digitoxin are heart drugs made from digitalis, extracted from which plant?
Foxglove.
Correct. James, which strait divides Australia and Papua New Guinea?
Ooh, no, don't know.
Torres Strait. Michael, whose racing colours are purple body and gold braid, scarlet sleeves and black cap with gold fringe?
I don't know.
The Queen. James, the film's The Third Man amateur. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry, but that terrifying white line has, I'm afraid, collided with your tower of triangles. But nevertheless, it's a reasonably close round. Anything there that particularly fazed you?
The questions. I
What?
didn't know the Queen's racing colours at all.
But, you know, just going through that, you were neck and neck a lot of the way. I don't know how aware you are of that board when you're actually playing. But nevertheless, Michael, I'm afraid for you, the game is over. You are almost a Cleverdick. And I think all you now really need to do is to listen to a bit of classical music when you're going to sleep. Thank you for taking part. After the break, James will play for £3,000 as he takes on the ultimate Cleverdicks challenge that will really test him to his limits. See you then.